Hello beautiful human beings, welcome back to my channel. As you can tell from the title, today we are talking about psoriasis. Super sexy. If you're new to my channel, I talk about all kinds of things. A lot of stuff is related to health and fitness. I'm a certified personal trainer and a fitness enthusiast, but I also like to talk about other topics, including things that have helped me that I feel like I want to share with others that hopefully can help them too. And today's topic is going to be about psoriasis. The reason I chose this topic, it might seem kind of random, but I actually had quite a few of you commenting on other hair videos of mine when I mentioned that I have this condition or this disease, I guess, and you also have it. And you wanted to know kind of what I have done to try and minimize the symptoms of psoriasis. So, what is psoriasis? If you don't know, it is an autoimmune disease. It can affect different parts of your body. It's basically like a dry rash. I know, super cute. I suffer from scalp psoriasis, so mainly it's on my scalp and definitely trails along my hairline. It goes in behind my ears, down the back of my neck. It can be often mistaken for dandruff, and a lot of people go throughout their lives not treating it as psoriasis, but treating it as dandruff, which they're very different things. The main difference being that dandruff is basically a dry scalp. It can be treated with shampoo, you can get rid of it, and psoriasis is something that you can never cure. It's an autoimmune disease, and it's just something that's going to be with you your whole life, but there's definitely different triggers that will make it worse, and there's definitely lots of things you can minimize in your life when you have kind of the breakout of this condition, because it will go into remission. You'll have months where it's not so bad, and then other months where it's terrible, and sometimes you can kind of take a quick tally of what's going on in your life and figure out that there's some things you could probably do to help. So we're just gonna jump right into it. I have 5 tips that I wanna share with you that have really helped me in the past 5 to 8 years since I realized that I had psoriasis and not dandruff. Both psoriasis and dandruff suck, and they can be really embarrassing. Who likes to have flakes of whatever on their shoulder and in your hairline? And definitely I have experienced all of that, and not being able to put my hair up because I didn't want people to see. I actually have really dark hair, so it's super noticeable. And when I want to put like a braid in my hair, or sometimes it gets so bad that I have to wear a hat or a toque, and I work in an office, and sometimes I couldn't wear a beanie to work, and it was just, I spent the whole day feeling very insecure about my head, my scalp, how it looked, my clothes, everything. So I want to help you all because I know how much it can suck. So tip number 1, and this I started doing in the past 4 years, and it's made a huge difference not only to my psoriasis but also to my hair in general, and that is limiting the amount of times a week that I wash my hair. And by washing, I mean shampooing. So I used to be the kind of person that needed to shower every single day, 5 days a week, 7 days a week, every day before work, and then I would end up either blow drying it and putting product in it and all that kind of thing, and then doing it all over again the next day. And it's actually super drying to your skin, and it can irritate your scalp if you have psoriasis. What I started doing a few years ago is limiting actually shampooing my hair to once or twice a week. My scalp is really dry. That is a symptom of psoriasis. So I just stopped shampooing my hair more than twice a week. Usually I only shampoo once. My hair doesn't get that dirty during the week. It only needs to really be shampooed once. And the rest of the week, I will either just rinse it with water while I'm in the shower. If I'm coming back from the gym, I'll just give it a rinse with water. Or I'll put on this super sexy shower cap and just keep my head dry completely. And that has really helped maintain the natural oils that are in my scalp and keep it from drying out too much and irritating the psoriasis that's already there, because it can get really itchy. It can get, the skin can get dry and start to crack and bleed. And if you suffer from psoriasis, you know what I'm talking about, and it sucks. I'm probably gonna say that a lot throughout this video. So that's my tip number 1. Start reducing the amount of shampoos you have throughout the week. Tip number 2 is gonna come down to diet. Diet plays a huge role in our health, and it can impact so much if we're paying attention, and we can really pick up cues about what we're eating and how it's affecting us. And there's a lot of research out there about how if you reduce the amount of dairy in your diet, it can really help with psoriasis, also sugar and alcohol. So all the fun stuff. I'm actually allergic to dairy, but didn't really fully embrace that until a few years ago as well. So I basically cut dairy completely out of my diet. I don't eat it at all anymore. And that has made a huge difference in the amount of breakouts that I have on my scalp and how bad that they get. I mean, I'm not perfect, and definitely there's been times when I've eaten out at a restaurant or when oh my God, that's not psoriasis, that's just fuzz. Or maybe it is, maybe it's flakes. Embarrassing. Anyway, I've been at restaurants or ordered something or just ate something that I didn't know had dairy in it, and then all of a sudden, a few days later, I'm like itching my head like crazy and wondering like what happened. And then I backtrack a little and realize it's like, oh, there must have been butter in that, there must have been milk in that. Also, if I ever go out and I have a few drinks, definitely that will cause my psoriasis to become inflamed and irritated. And so these are just things I've noticed over the course of time. So I've really reduced the amount of sugar, dairy, and alcohol in my life. And whenever I bring it back into my life, the psoriasis gets a lot worse. So if you're someone who eats dairy regularly, I would recommend cutting it out of your diet for at least 2 to 3 weeks to really start to see if it's helping at all. Probably more to 4 to 6 weeks is when you're gonna actually see a real difference. But give it a try and see how long you can do it and see if it helps. Okay, so tip number 3. And that's gonna be all about hair products. So what you're putting actually on your scalp can really make a difference as well. I already mentioned that I only wash my hair or shampoo my hair once a week. When I do shampoo my hair, I definitely use a shampoo that is free of any dyes, parabens, silicones, sulfates, any of that stuff, because it's just going to end up drying out my scalp and irritating it. I've seen my scalp get way worse when I use, for example, if I'm over at a friend's house and I use their shampoo that's all scented and flowery and delicious, it just, my scalp goes crazy. I've shared this in one of my other hair videos, but I really like this brand. It's Live Clean. I get it just from the London Drugs, Shoppers Drug Mart, like pharmacy here in Vancouver. And it's hypoallergenic, perfume-free, phthalate-free, paraben-free, plant-derived, sulfate-free, all that stuff. And this brand also has a conditioner. Right now I'm using my Diva Curl conditioner because I still have it from like 8 months ago, because that's how little I need conditioner. I don't have a lot of hair anymore, and I don't wash my hair that much, so you'll save on hair products. I also really try to avoid using any kind of product in my hair if I don't have to. On a regular basis, I don't put anything in my hair. There's nothing in it right now. I washed it a day ago, and this is just what it looks like with nothing in it. Because if I put hairspray in it, mousse in it, gel, any of that kind of stuff, my scalp will freak out. And that's just the reality. So if you can avoid putting anything in your hair, I would recommend it. If you do use something, again, try a brand such as the one I showed you, or Diva Curl or something like that, where it's as natural as possible, so it's not going to be super drying or damaging to your scalp or hair. When styling my hair, again, in other hair videos, I've talked about avoiding heat styling just because it's better for your hair, but it actually is also a lot better for your scalp because it doesn't dry out your scalp as badly. I don't brush my hair too much. I'll maybe put some conditioner and comb it with a wide tooth comb in the shower. Every once or twice a month, I actually blow dry it with a comb and use a straightening iron. I mean, that's just life. We're all gonna do what we need to do, but the more you can avoid it, the better. One other pro tip, I've noticed that if I go to bed with my hair wet, my scalp also freaks out. It's better to have your scalp be dry if you're gonna be in bed. It doesn't bode well for people with psoriasis to have dampness on their skin. So if you can avoid showering late at night, shower a few hours earlier, let your hair air dry a bit, or just shower in the morning so it can air dry. That really has helped me too with the amount of itching and flaking and reaction that my psoriasis has had over the years. Okay, so now we are on to tip number 4. And tip number 4, you might roll your eyes at me, but I swear to you, this is gonna make a huge difference, and that is stress. Conditions that are autoimmune are very much triggered by stress. And it's not just the stress that you might think of. You might be like, well, I'm not that stressed out, but it's actual even physical stress, emotional stress, mental stress. I talked about diet earlier, digestive stress. So there's a lot of different kinds of stresses your body can feel that you may not even be aware of. But I do notice when things are getting really crazy in my life, or I haven't had a lot of time to myself, or I'm under a lot of pressure, whether it be for a job interview, for an exam, family stuff, anything like that, all of a sudden I'm itching my head. I have to be like doing this every 5 seconds. And I'm like, what the heck is going on? And then I just think about what's going on in my life and check with myself how I'm doing. And usually I'm, oh my God, I'm not even kidding you. And usually there's some stuff going on in my life and I'm feeling that stress. So I have definitely made a point of doing things to help de-stress myself. We generally, I feel, especially as women, don't tend to put ourselves first or think that the solution would be to take care of ourselves. We want to take care of everybody else. And at the end of the day, that's just more harmful to you because you cannot be the best person you can be if you are sick or if you're struggling or you're suffering and scratching and itching and miserable inside. So things that I do to kind of help me de-stress include taking some time to myself, maybe saying no to a social event and just staying home, having a long shower, hot bath, getting a pedicure, reading a book, eating a good meal, just things that will make me feel good about me. Exercise is also an amazing tool. I definitely notice that when I start missing my workouts at the gym or I take a break from that inner anxiety and stress and stuff starts to build up, and then it starts coming out here as I'm like scratching and at work and freaking out. So even, Skylar will just all of a sudden be like, are you okay? Are you stressed? And I'll be like, no, why? And then they'll be like, because you're scratching the shit out of your scalp and it's all over your shirt and the couch. It's gross, it sucks, but it's reality. The number one thing you can do if you're feeling stressed is just at least try and make sure you're getting enough sleep. We like to think that 5 or 6 hours is enough. It's not. You need 7 to 8 to really help your body de-stress. So make a habit or make an intent to have a proper bedtime routine, put the phone away, the computer away, and try and get some quality sleep because that will help. Also, the more stressed out I get and the more my psoriasis gets worse and the more it's all over the place and I'm more embarrassed and then I get more stressed about the fact that my psoriasis is bad, it becomes this vicious cycle. So you just have to check yourself and be like, you know what, this is a super common issue. So many people have it. No one gives a fuck about if you have flakes or not. And you just, this is literally a sign from your body telling you that you need to change something because something's not right. You are not in alignment with what you should be doing. Something's not right, so you need to kind of have some self-reflection. Hopefully the homeostasis returns to your body and your psoriasis chills the fuck out. So now we are on to tip number 5, and I wanted to save this one for last because it's not my absolute top tip because I feel like all those other 4 really try and apply those ones first. But this was the last thing that I wanted to recommend that actually really has helped me, and that is some medication. I am a firm believer that so much can be impacted through stress management and diet alone, and I do think that that has made the biggest impact for me personally. But when I start to lose it all, like when my diet's gone to shit, my exercise is out the window, my psoriasis is coming down my face, there's just I need help in that instant. And the one thing that helps me temporarily kind of deal with that while I kind of reset everything else is this polysporin cream from the drugstore. It's actually very specific to eczema and says it's proven to help provide relief of itch due to eczema flare-ups, moisturizes to restore visibly healthier skin, fragrance free, and it has 1% of anti-itch hydrocortisone cream. This is just something that when my psoriasis starts to actually come down my hairline, and that's when I really start freaking out because I'm so embarrassed and it comes through down to my ears and things like that, and it's super itchy at that point, this really helps me just stay sane. I don't know if you can get it all over the world. I know that in Canada you can get it at Safeway, which is a grocery store here, maybe at some pharmacies, but this 100%, the night before I go to work and I'm having a complete crazy breakout, I'll just dab a little bit of this along my hairline where it's like really coming down. Sometimes I'll even go right into my scalp in places where I can see that it's really, really bad. And by the next morning, it is completely settled down and it's so much less noticeable. It's still there. And if I don't manage my stress, my diet, and proper hair care and scalp care, it's definitely going to come back with a vengeance. But this has been my little lifesaver when I just need to have some relief. So hopefully you can find this. If not, get it online. So thank you so much for tuning into this video. I hope it was helpful if you are someone who experiences the same symptoms as I do. If you know someone, brother, sister, mother, friend, aunt, uncle, anybody that you might think have psoriasis or you know that they do, maybe give this video a share, give it a thumbs up if it was helpful to you. And please comment below if there is something that you are doing that you're finding is really helpful for you. I know that when my skin gets super, super itchy, I have done apple cider vinegar rinses to calm the itchiness of my scalp. It really gets bad in the spring and in the fall when the seasons change. That's just one other tip I guess I can give you as a bonus. In summary, I just wanted to share these tips with you guys so that everybody who may have it might feel a little bit better knowing that there's lots of people that have it. And I do this like probably once a day, whatever, who cares? It's just part of who I am, can't get rid of it, do what you can. Thank you so much for tuning in. Hope to see you guys in the next one. If you haven't already, hit the subscribe button. I come out with videos all the time, but not consistently on a regular like day to day. So also hit that notification bell. That way you'll be notified when the next video comes out, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.